Week 3 picks coming at you live. David, get us started.
All right, game one. We have Arizona at K-State. K-State is a 7-point favorite. They just won by 7 at Tulane. I'll start us off. I'm going to go with Arizona +7. I'm going to go with Tatario McMillan and that quarterback they have. K-State doesn't look very good against Tulane.
They're at home, right?
Yeah, it's Fertitta and McMillan. No, not Fertitta. Is it Fertitta?
It's Fertitta.
I think Dylan Fertitta, right? Noah Fertitta. Noah
Fertitta. I'm going with Noah Fertitta and McMillan. I'm going with Arizona +7.
It's Fafita. It's not Fertitta. I messed that up. There is a Dylan whatever I said. No Fafita.
I'm gonna take Kansas State to cover.
Any reasoning?
That game's in Manhattan, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Kansas State's going to hold their own. They struggled with Tulane, but you can't forget Tulane is not a bad ball team. So I'm going to take Kansas State.
I think it's going to be a pretty close game, but if I had to pick, I'm going to go K-State. I think Avery Johnson is a pretty dynamic quarterback. I haven't really watched him this year enough. Yeah, he does. So I'm going to go with K-State to cover versus Arizona, even though Arizona got a pretty damn good receiver too.
Yeah, I mean, I think K-State covers. Arizona looked great against UNLV. They did not look good against Northern Arizona, out of all people. They only put up 22, and then Noah threw for like 500 yards in that first game against UNLV, but not anywhere close to that in the second game of the season. And Kansas State they're a good football team. Avery Johnson is very dynamic. He was, I think, one of my dark horses to win the Heisman. He's got to figure out the passing game, but I think they're just too athletic. They beat Arizona and cover. I would probably say, I would say they cover and probably the under. I think Kansas wins this game like 30-20 something.
Okay, I'm going Lone Wolf with Arizona +7. Next game, LSU at South Carolina. LSU is a 7-point favorite. South Carolina played like crap against Old Dominion week 1. Then they came out and stomped Kentucky. I don't think they have the horses to keep up with LSU. I think LSU pulls away late. I think it's 34-20.
I'm going to go with South Carolina. I think LSU's not that good. They can't run the ball. I think South Carolina's going to hold their own up front, and I'm going to be the underdog, and I'm going to go with South Carolina.
Cole?
I'm going to go with the Tigers, even though they've been looking kind of flat these first 2 games. I'm going to go with LSU. I think their quarterback, whatever his name is,
Nussmeier.
Nussmeier and Kyron Lacey are pretty dynamic. Hopefully they can run the ball. The defense steps up a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Tigers. We just had the South Carolina expert on, so he even went against the Gamecocks. So I'm gonna roll with that.
Yeah, I think LSU wins this game handedly. It's probably not close. South Carolina, like David said, just doesn't have the horses to even be in this race. I think, as Chris alluded to earlier in the show, LSU has to get the ball figured out in the run game, and I think they do it in this game. They've got the talent up front. They can do it in the pass pro. Can they do it going downhill? And I think they do and blow them out. I think they cover, and it's not close.
I think they blow them out.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. Jalen's lone wolfing it at South Carolina +7. Next, we go to Madison, Wisconsin. Bama is a 16-point favorite against Wisconsin. They struggled last week against USF, but pulled away at the end. I don't think Wisconsin is going to be able to stop Milroe in that offense. I will take Alabama -16. I don't feel great about it. but Milroe and those receivers proved to be too good. Bama minus 16.
I'm gonna go with the Tide. They did not look great last week at all, but I think this team is figuring out a lot. New head coach, new quarterback. A lot of stuff's changing over there, so I'm gonna go with the Tide.
Yep, I'm going to go with Bama too. I think Milroe is going to be too much. I think they have a bounce-back game from last week. I think it's not at Bama, though, right? It's a away game?
It's in Madison.
It's in Wisconsin.
Yeah. I think it's a close game until, like, the fourth, and I think they pull away. I'm taking Bama minus 16.
Trey's going Wisconsin.
No, not at all. When your quarterback's Tyler Van Dyke, I hate you just because you played at Miami, and you're probably not that good. Yeah, and so they just, no one's really. They're going to run the ball well, which is going to eat up clock, but they just don't have the horse. They don't have the athletes on the outside. Jalen Milroe can't complete a 10-yard pass, but can complete a 60-yard pass. So that's how it's going to go. It's going to be big play, bombs, and it won't matter how much time Wisconsin eats up on the clock. I think they cover. It's another one that's not close. Like the SEC's had trouble with West Coast teams, but I don't think they're going to have trouble with Big Ten teams, as Texas showed.
Yep. Next, we go to Corvallis, Oregon. Oregon is going at Oregon State, 16-point favorite against Oregon State. Had to kick a last-second field goal to beat Boise State last week. Only won by 10 against Idaho. I'm taking 16 points is too much. I'm taking Oregon State to cover and possibly win.
I'm going to take Oregon State also. I'm not big on Oregon. I'm not big on Dylan Gabriel. Like David just said, they've struggled the last two games, and I'm not taking anything away from Boise State. They have a great running back, but I think 16 points is a lot, so I'm going to take Oregon State to cover.
Yeah, as much as I want to go minus 16 Oregon, just because I picked them to win the Pac-12, they've been looking real shaky. Or not Pac-12, they're in the Big Ten now. They've looked
it's hard to say that, Cole, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird. It's real weird. But I think 16 points is kind of a lot. I'm kind of torn to pick them because I think they win by like 14. But I'm going to go with Oregon State to cover.
Yeah, Oregon got exposed by a really good running game in the last game against Boise State. Gentry, however you say his last name, is, in my opinion, should be the front runner for the Heisman. You run for 480 yards in 2 games and 6 touchdowns. He is the best player in college football. I know Quinn did a lot, and a lot of people have done some more, but Gentry has kept his team single-handedly in football games. And
he's a hoss.
Yeah, and so that could be it because Oregon State's kind of got a two-headed dragon in the backfield right now. Both of them are over, almost 250 yards in 2 games. But I think your in-state rival. It's a big game. The Pac-12 is undefeated. They are at this point, but that'll change. Oregon wins. 16.5 is a lot. Isn't it 16.5?
I'm seeing 16.
Yeah, I'm seeing 16 on ESPN's 16.5 on ESPN's website.
We'll do 16.5.
Yeah, I would. I still think I think Oregon just kind of like the Alabama game. It's got the athletes that Oregon State doesn't have, and they'll probably expose them a little bit in the passing game, and the running game just won't be able to keep up. I'll take. I'm going against everybody here, which is probably not a great move, but I feel confident in it, and Oregon covers.
Okay, so we kind of needed that because we all took Bama, and so we'll probably lose that one. Anyway, next we're going to the Swamp. Apparently, it's not a hard place to play, according to Chris Phillips. A&M is a 3.5-point favorite. I would feel a lot better if I knew Lagway was starting.
He's going to play.
A&M's got the defense. Florida doesn't. I think A&M's going to lean on them late with the run game. I think A&M pulls away late, wins by 14. So I'm going to go A&M minus 3.5.
I'm going to go with the Gators. Nothing against A&M. I think it's going to be a great football game to watch. I just think that Florida is, at home, but what we heard earlier, it doesn't matter. We're playing the Swamp. But I just think that DJ Lagway is going to get his time to shine, and when he gets his time to shine, he's going to take over that game. I think A&M has a great defense, and they're going to be physical, and they're going to play great defense, but I'm taking the Gators.
I'm gonna go with the Aggies -3.5. I think it's like
Shocker.
20, craziest pick of the week. I think it's about 24-17. I think it's a close game. I hope Mertz start, but I think Lagway will get his time in the game. He has crazy talent. He showed it last week against Samford, but I think a matchup. This is his big first matchup. Second start. I think as a true freshman going up against a pretty good defense, solid defense. I think I don't
know. Notre Dame isn't that good.
We'll see. I think it's a hard ask for him to just come out and have he's gonna have to have a good game to win the game. So I think a true fish versus a defense like that, I think there's gonna be some rust or hiccups in his first big start. So I'm gonna take the Aggs in a close game.
I have to ride here. I think Graham, if he is cleared, and from what Chris says, literally, what Chris says from his context within Florida, Mertz probably starts. Mertz goes out the second drive, not Mertz. Lagway goes out the second drive and kind of takes it over. Graham Mertz will probably go 4 or 5 and out. And Lagway kind of marches down the field because you saw what happens when a mobile quarterback plays against A&M. They have so much success. And DJ Lagway compared to Riley Leonard, who sounds like a lacrosse player compared to DJ Lagway, the best, high school player coming out last year. A little bit different of an athlete. I think Florida wins the ballgame outright. So I'll take Florida +4. I'll take Florida money line. And I think there's more points scored in this game because if Wegman is kind of okay, they're going to be able to move the ball in the secondary of Florida. Florida's front four's got to play a lot better than they have in any of the last 2 games, especially that Miami game. It was terrible. I mean, like I said, Cam Ward could have done whatever he wanted back there. He could have knitted a sweater. He had so much time.
I didn't watch the Florida game last week. Did Florida get a more of a push up front than they did in that Miami game?
It's Samford. Doesn't matter. It's Samford.
I'm just saying, did you see a difference in the front four?
Somewhat, yeah. I mean, they played pretty good. I mean, 4 Gators scored their first touchdowns ever last week. DJ Lagway threw for 480-something yards, 470-something yards, whatever it was. So it's going to be I think it's going to be a good game. A&M wins it outright. It's at the Swamp. I know Chris says what he says, but that's only because that was a freaking beat down there. It took the crowd completely out of it. They were out of the game from the beginning. If it's a close game going into the fourth quarter, there's definitely an advantage playing, and it's in Florida's favor. Florida money line.
Okay. I mean, you say they had tons of success. It was like 13-13 going in the fourth quarter. But do you think Riley Leonard do you think DJ Lagway is a better runner than Riley Leonard right now?
Yes.
Straight runner.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know. He's way better. He's a lot better passer.
Runner. Passer.
Passer, he's better, yes. But
Probably
runner, I don't know.
You think Riley Leonard's a better runner than DJ Lagway?
Isn't that what I just said?
Yeah. I mean, yes, absolutely.
I'm saying right now. I mean, is he comfortable enough to really
running is one thing. You saying passer is a whole different ballgame because he was playing
Riley
as a
Leonard,
secondary at Samford.
Riley Leonard hadn't thrown a touchdown pass this whole year, or 2 games. But I'm just saying, Riley Leonard can run the damn ball. So
Cole.
So can DJ Lagway.
But can they get the run game going with the running backs?
Cole, hypothetically, if we see another bad performance from Weigman, what's going to happen?
It depends, like the same level as week 1.
Yeah, we'll just say we'll say that. We'll make that assumption.
I think they open up the QB competition because he had a good game last week versus fucking McNeese, but they put the backup in Marcel Reed within like the second quarter With
So you think
4 minutes.
Weigman's really in jeopardy of losing his job if he has another performance like that?
Yeah.
I don't think so. If
He has a
squeak,
performance like
they
that and it's a
lose
close game and he throws 2 picks, I think they open
they
up the
lose
competition.
they lose a close one like that, you think Wegman's job is just gone?
It depends. If he's like the main reason and throws 2 picks in crucial situations, maybe.
They
But if
lose.
he plays-
They lose 24-21.
What's
Still got
his?
a ball.
What does he do? Throw a touchdown or a pick?
Throw a touchdown. Let's say 2 touchdowns and a pick, and throw.
Then probably not.
Yeah,
Probably not. But I mean, he was just missing everything week 1, and just if he does that, yeah, I think there's a good chance that they just open up the QB competition. But I honestly think he takes a step forward and kind of bounces back, but we'll see.
I heard that y'all ran the ball a lot more with Connor Weigman this past week, and that's what he was a natural runner in high school.
I mean, he could run it in high school.
From what Cole's saying, Wegman should just go back to playing baseball.
No, I'm just saying if he shits the bed like he did versus in week 1, he was the worst rated quarterback in college football in week 1. If he does that again,
he has a better chance of playing the postseason with A&M baseball team than he does football team.
Yeah. But
okay. All right, let's move on. We're going to Norman, Oklahoma.
Ags by 90.
Tulane goes to OU. OU is a 14-point favorite. I despise OU. I hate OU. I always will. They have looked like garbage on offense the last 2 weeks. They barely beat Houston. Houston should have won. I'm going Tulane.
What's the spread at?
What's the
14.
Minus 14.
I'm gonna go with Oklahoma. I think Jackson Arnold is a great quarterback. I think he's
unproven, but he's good.
I think he's a great. Yeah, he's unproven. I think he's a great quarterback. I think Oklahoma is going to find a way to get their offense on the right tracks. And I'm not taking anything away from Tulane. I think Tulane's a great football team. They are a great football team. But I think Oklahoma is going to overpower them. I think Jackson Arnold's going to get a chance to sling the rock and show what he can do with his legs also. So give me Oklahoma.
I want to take Tulane, but I think Oklahoma wins by like 17. I think they bounced back from last week. But didn't their wide receiver 1 get hurt, David? Isn't he out?
I'm not real sure. I just know OU's replacing their entire offensive line and they look terrible. That's what
I know. Like Nick Anderson, or their best receiver, was out last week. So I don't know if
they got some good receiver. I can't remember if it was.
Yeah,
I think it was Deion Burks.
Yeah, I think they bounce back. I think it's a good game until the end of the 4th, and they kind of pull away. So I'm gonna go Oklahoma minus 14. But I don't think Jackson Arnold is a great quarterback. I think he you could say he has the talent right now, but he hasn't proved anything.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I also think that, this is the best defense that Tulane will face. That's the best defense that's been in Oklahoma since probably the Bob Stoops era. But I think OU covers. I would take OU covers and the over. I don't think it's close. It was a really not great game till the end in that Tulane Oklahoma State game. You've got so much unknown with a freshman quarterback that tries to make every play, and what Tulane does. I mean, he's the reason they lost that last game. The scramble, big fumble that was returned for a touchdown is the difference right there. It doesn't go to overtime. They win the ball game. They were at their own, they were at Oklahoma State's 30. And I think he ran back 20 yards, fumbled it, and they returned it for a touchdown. And so I just think that Oklahoma being at home, it'll be a little bit easier place to play because it's probably going to be a close game. I would take OU to cover and the over. I mean, I think OU is going to put up some points.
Okay. Next we go with our last pick. We're going to Columbia, Missouri. Boston College goes to Mizzou. Mizzou favored by 16.5. I know Boston College just beat Florida State, but we've learned that Florida State is hot garbage. Brady Cook's is back at Mizzou. They did lose their running back. They do have Luther Burden, so Mizzou's going to score points and they're going to cover.
Jalen?
I'm big on Mizzou. I think they have one of the best receiving corps in college football. They have a great quarterback. I'm going to take Mizzou. I think Mizzou is also a team to watch out for in the SEC to be a sleeper. I know they're ranked. What are they ranked 6 right now? But no, that's Ole Miss.
No, they're ranked 6.
Yeah, they're ranked 6. Boston College is a good team. They have a great quarterback. They showed that against Florida State. But I'm gonna take the series.
Castellanos or whatever his name is.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to make up some ground here. I'm gonna take Boston College plus 16.5. I actually watched them versus Florida State, and like Jalen was saying, their quarterback's pretty damn good.
They have a great running back also.
Extremely athletic. Well,
Yeah.
they completely manhandled Florida State on the
So,
front.
That's
I
not
think
either
that's not
side of the
saying
ball.
much.
And we haven't seen Missouri. I mean, they've killed their opponents, but I don't think they've played anybody really. So they have a great offense. I think Boston College can score some points, especially with their quarterback and running back duo that did that against Florida State already. So yeah, I'm gonna take Boston College plus 16.5 to make up some ground on you guys.
Yeah, I mean, Brady Cook, Luther Burden, they're probably the best wide receiver quarterback duo in the country. One of them. I mean, there's not very many more. Kyle McCord and Jeremiah Smith are really good, but
Kyle McCord.
I mean, is it Kyle McCord?
Kyle McCord went to Syracuse.
Sorry, I said the wrong one. Will Howard. Although Kyle McCord's balling. They're going to put up the points. I don't. Boston College is good. They're going to depend a lot on the run game because it is extremely successful. I don't know. I really haven't watched Missouri enough. They throw the ball a lot. They really don't run it. Where's the game being played at? Is it in Missouri?
In Missouri.
It's at Memorial Stadium, Columbia, Missouri.
Let's see. What's the weather looking like in Columbia, Missouri?
They had one receiver, 16 receptions, 179 yards last week. They're throwing the ball a lot.
Let's see.
Big weather guy?
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, when you're that dependent on the passing game, like, it's going to affect a lot. It's the same with, what's happening in South Carolina. I mean, if LSU can't throw the ball, Garrett Nussmeier is kind of deemed irrelevant. Like, they're going to have to run it. So let's look at 10-day weather forecast. What's it looking like? Friday's rain, Saturday no rain. So they'll probably be able to throw it. Turf Field, Missouri. I'll take Boston College plus 16.5. I just think they'll be able to run the ball, control the clock. Missouri's really not known for their front anything. Brady Cook's just a really good quarterback. Probably better than Shadur Sanders, even though Jalen thinks Shadur hung the moon. But yeah.
Okay, that concludes it. But by the way, last week Cole and Trey won the pick'em. They both went 4-1, while Jalen and I went 2-3. I started out 2-3, so now I'm 4-7 on the year. So I'm poised for a breakout soon.
So who's in first place right now?
We all tied last week, and Cole and Trey went 4-1 last week. So you two are tied.
Me and Trey are tied.
Yes.
We had the same picks from last week.
Yes, you both had the same. No. Trey had Michigan plus 7.5.
Yeah. I'm about to say,
but he got
I picked Texas to win, but Michigan to cover.
Wait.
Didn't Trey miss a pick?
No, I didn't.
We all missed Iowa. We all missed Iowa minus 2.5, and they lost outright.
Yeah, so Cole, I think, got that one.
No, I picked Iowa.
Wait. No, Cole won. Won. He went 4-1. You went 3-2. You lost Michigan plus 7 and Iowa. So Cole won. I apologize, Cole.
Yeah,
it's all good. The truth prevails.
So Cole.
Yeah. I was trying to give you the win.
So Cole is the outright leader.
Yeah, but David's ready to leave, so he just is spewing misinformation like it's CNN circa 2021.
You have to community note your ass.
Refuse.
Jesus.
Okay, no, I'm coming back this week. Y'all are so
We're
cooked.
gonna fact check your ass.
Yep. Well, any other games you want to call?
I mean, no, it's kind of a shitty week for college football. I think there's a reason that game day is going to Columbia, South Carolina.
Did we pick that game?
We
Yep.
already did that.
We did that game.
Yeah.
I mean, North Carolina's playing North Carolina Central. It's one of those weeks. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a North Carolina Central. Ole Miss and Wake. Ole Miss is favored by 23. Texas plays UTSA. Vandy's only favored by 10.5 over Georgia State, and Vandy looks like a wrecking ball. I mean, they ran out of fireworks last week, so you never know with that one. I would take Vandy laying the points.
With it being week 3,
Hawaii's coming to Sam Houston. It's a long road trip for them, and it's a hot one because it's supposed to be 95 on Saturday. Because I checked the weather for your brother's wedding. I thought I was going to stay cool. It is not. I'll sweat through my shirt.
with it being week 3 and what we've all seen so far, does y'all's playoff predictions stay the same?
I don't think Notre Dame will
I
make
know
it.
Notre Dame's out, but
I'd like to amend my pick for the ACC. Throw fucking Miami in there.
Yeah, me too. But I'm going with Miami now.
Also, I mean, the SEC is kind of wide open right now. Tennessee hasn't been checked. Ole Miss hasn't been checked. Georgia is rolling the ball chainsaws.
well,
It's
David's got to get to the gym and work out. We'll have our week 3 picks posted pretty soon. Thank you, everybody, again for tuning in. Have a great night.